Hey guys, so today I'm going to cover some tips for the GAPS diet, like things that you might want to invest in, things that you might need, as well as some things you might not have thought of. So the first thing you're really going to need when you start the GAPS diet is an apron. This may seem really weird to you, but if you value your clothes the way I do, you're going to need an apron because bone broth that you're making almost every day, I was making it 5 to 6 days a week, especially throughout the introduction diet, is really, really oily. Fat will separate and you can take that off before you drink your broth, but I would always leave it in. But that oil splashes everywhere, everything gets greasy all the time. I'm always trying to clean the grease up. It will clog your drain if you have that oil after it separates into fat and you put it in your drain. So you need to make sure you put that, just like bacon drippings, into your trash can. But if you want to protect your clothes so you don't get oil spots all over them when you're cooking the broth, you will definitely need an apron. This is a linen apron. I've had it for years and years and I don't use it very much, as usually I just bake in my everyday clothes. But you will need this for the GAPS diet. Invest in a really nice, really big apron that covers you. All right, now if you're doing the GAPS diet for you or for your children or for your husband, you're going to need a journal, a food journal. Now I have My Daily Insights, a GAPS journal, and this was recommended by my GAPS practitioner that I worked with. I worked with her for 1 month, and she mentioned this to me, and I really like it. So it has in here, looks like this. So it'll ask you like, what did you eat? So you can track and what your symptoms and like, did you take a probiotic? Did you do a detox bath today? Did you juice? Did you have a bowel movement? Especially if you are struggling with constipation like I have been, you want to track that and make sure that you are pooping every day. So it has that page for 7 days, and then it has a week at a glance page where it will ask you questions about your week so you can kind of keep track of your weeks. And I really like this. It helps me keep track of my symptoms, what I'm eating, if I've cheated. I'll make a whole video about cheating on here. One day I just wrote, under what do you eat, I wrote a bunch of stuff I shouldn't have because, you know, life happens. Whew. So I would recommend you have a chronic illness diary. You can make your own out of paper. You can find them on Amazon. I'm sure you can find them on Etsy. I'm sure people have made them, and it's going to be really handy. Now, of course, you are going to need the GAPS book. I started the GAPS diet without reading the book, and I ordered it on Amazon after I've been doing it for a week. I found out about the GAPS diet on YouTube by Bumblebee Apothecary, and I just knew it was for me, and I started right away. I downloaded, she has a 30-day meal plan, so I just thought, I'll do this meal plan, I'll buy the book later. So I started with her meal plan and then ordered the book, got the book, started reading the book, and was mind blown. This should be required reading for every high schooler. This is stuff that we need to know. This is knowledge that we have lost in our world. You know, our world is so advanced in terms of electronics, in terms of mobility with cars, but we have lost the nutritional knowledge of our ancestors, and that is gone. So even though we are advanced in some areas, we are so deficient in other areas, and it is crippling our culture with all these diseases. So even if you're not going to do the GAPS diet, which I don't know why you'd be watching this video, you need this book. Everyone needs this book. It's on my list to buy this book for everyone for Christmas. It is amazing. After I completed that 30-day meal plan from Bumblebee Apothecary, I needed a cookbook. So the recipes in this book are just in one chapter, and they're just all kind of together, and there's no pictures, it's not laid out really well. It takes a lot of mental energy to organize the recipes in this book into a meal plan, which in the middle of trying to heal myself and homeschool during the pandemic and be a wife and a homemaker and everything, I just did not have the strength to do that. So I ended up buying this book. It's called The Heal Your Gut Cookbook. It's by Mary G. Brackett, but it's forwarded by Dr. Natasha, who wrote the GAPS diet, and she has it laid out in stages. So she has a whole section with just stage 1 recipes, a whole section with just stage 2, a whole section with just stage 3. And I found this book simplified the recipes and it gave me space to, like, I don't know, it's organized in a way where I didn't have to do a whole lot of the work to organize it or to think about X, Y, and Z, and it just saved me a lot of mental energy. And I highly recommend this book if you're doing the GAPS diet. Order it, love it, mine's even really worn out. And be ready to try some things that in a standard American diet in the Western world you may not have tried anymore. We have eaten raw salmon, we have eaten liver, just so many good nutrient-rich foods that people don't eat anymore that we need to be eating to nourish our bodies. So this was a what do you need to start the GAPS diet and some quick tips. Other things that you might need are mason jars, a strainer to strain your broth. I always forget to strain my broth. You basically just need a pot. You don't really need any special materials because you want to be making meat stock. And yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions about my GAPS experience. Yeah, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.